folks, how you doing? We're back. I tell you, I got one day to get this video out. One day. Well, maybe part of tomorrow morning, but I want to get it out on Friday because I promise you. So today we're going to talk about odd meters. Boy, that meter's kind of odd.
Did you just double dip that chip? Excuse me? You double dipped the chip.
Double dipped? What are you talking about?
You dipped the chip, you took a bite, and you dipped again.
So?
That's like putting your whole mouth right in the dip. Look, from now on, when you take a chip, just take one dip and end it.
You see the way he picked at the Doritos? No, that's not what an odd meter it is. I just thought of that. That's how stupid I am. I'll tell you, this class I'm in is just kicking my butt. It really is. I don't know if I'm going to finish. I don't know. There's issues with it, you know. But I can't do Uber as much when I need to. I can't teach as much. I have to cut that down. So money is really, really tight. I mean, you know what? I have $2.34 in my bank account. I have enough gas and food for a couple of days. Now I get paid from Guitar Center tomorrow, so it's not awful. And I got gigs this week, and the gigs have started up. I got great gigs next week. I'll tell you about soon. I might even take you up there with me. So which means I got to do a video like Monday or Tuesday for Friday. Okay, so back to the original discussion. You know, I'm so ADD. So squirrel. Okay, odd meters. A lot of people, especially if you're in that intermediate zone, you get frightened. You know, you get scared by odd meters, and they can be scary. And you've heard a lot of odd meters. I shouldn't say a lot. 99.9% of everything that's written out in music, especially pop, Western music, is in some kind of common time or dupo meter. 99% is in 4/4, right? And then you got this other group of music, and then 6/8. I really put that in the dupo category. It is, but most 6/8 you either hear as da 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 da, one triplet, two triplet, one triplet, two triplet, or 7, 11, 9. All those kind of meters can be scary. But what you're going to find out today is it's not that scary if you're an intermediate guy. If you get those calls for those gigs where you know the band is going to do some odd meter stuff, maybe it's original, maybe it's stuff you can listen to, stuff already recorded from other artists, you can do it. Because really, there is only 2 or 3. There is only 2 or 3. 5/4 can be broken down 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. Are there a couple tunes that are just straight out 5? Yeah, I'm sure there are. I can't think of one right now, right? 7 is usually 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. So and 4 really is just 2 twice. So I'm going to show you today how you can break that down. And if you take that same idea and break it up in different ways, you can get some good solo ideas and some good fill ideas. Let's go right to the drum lab right now. All right, odd meters. Thanks, Vince. We're back to that again. All right, if you're coming up, and I don't like to say young guy, because maybe you're in your 40s and you started playing and you started doing some jams around town or anything like that. And the idea of odd meters scare you. They scare you. I started working on odd meters at a much younger age, and they scared me at first. I think they scare everybody to a degree, right? And maybe you're afraid that you get that call and a band that does a lot of stuff that has that kind of either progressive rock or fusion-y feel. That's where you hear in our minds. That's where we hear that most odd meters would be, but actually, to tell you the truth, there's a lot of odd meters in pop tunes as well. 3/4, which the waltz, that's an odd meter. So maybe you're afraid you'd lose one during the solo or something like that. So this is going to be a quick lesson. I want to show you an easy way, because I teach, you know that, and I have 10-year-olds that I teach that can play odd meters. So in a little solo that I opened this up with, which is a little different for me, I didn't do any really crazy fast stuff, but I was playing in 5/4 the whole time, and then I was superimposing other meters on top of that and showing you kind of, because I'm going to talk about that during the video. So here's a key to know about odd meters. First, we know what are odd meters. It means they end in an odd number. Most songs, most pop tunes, 99.9% are written in 4/4. If you don't know what 4/4, 4 has to do with the beats of the measure. 4, it's an even number, right? This, and you've heard it before, 2, 3, 4. 4/4, even number. We hear most of our stuff in 4/4. Feels very natural to us. We don't have to think about it that much. But there are some tunes, and I feel that as a people, human beings, we're kind of creatures of habit. We gravitate to things like 4/4. That's why 99% of music is written that way, because it feels comfortable. It just feels comfortable. And so we hear it that way, we're creatures of habit. Excuse me. And you don't hear as many tunes in 5 or 7 or 9 or 11 or anything like that. And then sometimes odd meters can be over the top, where you hear bands, to me it sounds like doing an odd meter for the sake of doing an odd meter. It's not flowing as well with the music. Not putting anybody down, and then there are some of the great pop tunes and even great progressive rock bands like Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, King Crimson, Genesis. I did lots of odd meter stuff and made it feel sometimes very natural. And believe it or not, the Beatles did a lot of odd meter things, and I'll tell you the truth, even though I'm not sure they knew what they were doing, but they're great at it. They're great at it. So let's start with, how do we not be afraid? Well, the first thing you need to know is that all odd meters break down to smaller parts. They break down with smaller parts. And everything is a multiple of 3 or 2, or it's just 3 and 2, right? So let's take what I was doing. I was doing 5/4, but let's take the most famous 5/4 groove maybe in history, and that's Take 5 by Dave Brubeck, right? And Joe Morello plays pretty much the same cymbal pattern throughout the entire tune, and it breaks down to 3 and 2. So let's go slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Right, that is 3 and 2 is 5, right? That is 5. Let me play it up tempo, and then let's talk about how I can do that and never accidentally play 4. So watch. Around with the cymbal pattern a little bit, but keeping that snare hand, right? So in my head, while I'm doing that, I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing that consistently in my head. Watch, and if you sing it while you play, if you are singing that while you're playing, you almost can't make a mistake. You almost cannot make a mistake, right? Because you've got that the 1, 2, a 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, the 3, 1, 2, right? It's almost speaking the numbers to you. 1, 2, the 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, the 3, 1, 2. I was having a hard time singing while I was playing, actually saying it, but I'm hearing that in my head. 1, 2, the 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, the 3, 1, 2. That you can't make a mistake when you do that. And I tell my students, when you're learning an odd meter, it's like a 2 or 3 step process. First, play with a metronome. If you got a metronome that can do odd meters, if not, take off any pitch for 1 or anything and just let it play. But when you're doing it, first, count it through, right? So watch, let's start with my cymbal hand on that 5/4 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and add my snare. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's hit the bass drum. The hi-hat as well on 2, and I think I was doing on 5, 2 and 5, because I played that song for so long. So get comfortable, slow, counting it through, and then, when you play the tune, try to do it by just singing the rhythmical pattern that goes with what you're doing. And if you can't sing it with your mouth, because that's hard to do, it's like a multitasking thing that your brain can't do. By the way, get on Google. You really can't multitask. It's really one at a time, but it may happen really fast. You really can't do it. So, but I think you can make the drums, your whole playing, be one task in your head. And then if you have to count along with it, that could be daunting. So, get that cerebral cortex, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And guess what? It's easy after that. Let's expand. I have 10-year-olds that I don't necessarily take 5 to teach 10-year-olds because it's a jazz tune, and I do something that, they want a little harder edge, or 11-year-olds. I use the Ocean. The Ocean, the interlude section, it's a Led Zeppelin song, and you've heard it before, out of a 2-bar pattern that happens 4 times. Every other bar is 7/8. And it's so clear cut by the melody, and you know that melody. Let's sing it together, right? Let's sing it together. Now, now, nango, now, now. Now, now, nango, now, down, get down, down, dig it down, down. Down, dig it down, get down, right? So, that is a bar of 4 and a bar of 7/8. So let's talk about the bar of 4, get that out of the way. Down, 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 down. That's it, right? So you have the melody, 1 and 2 E and 3. And actually, Bonham plays that 4 and on the snare, so it's actually kind of part of the melody. Bam, 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 down, down. Bop, bop. Bar 2 is down, down, deck it down, down, get down, deck it down, down. Got, down, deck it down, get down, right? Down, deck it down, get down, right? That is bar 2. And it is a bar of 7/8. If I were to count it, it'd be 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 1. The second one will be sung again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 1. So we see 4 and 3. Excuse me, 4 and 3. That is a division of 2. 4 is a division of 2, or multiple of 2. I don't know what to call it. I'm not that bright, guys. And then we have the bar, the section that's in 3. Bam, 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 ba down, bam, ba down, ba down. Now, so when we're doing this, when I'm doing this with the kids, I tell them first, let's work on it without the music. The first part is easy, down, down, down. They get that in 2 seconds. But then part 2, I have them count it without the music first, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 1. And we do that over and over till they have it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 1. But when they put it to the tune, just hear the melody, sing the melody in your head. So let's do that. Down, 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 right? So That is a classic tune to begin your process in odd meters. All right, let's get a little more complicated. The Beatles. Hey, Glenn. The Beatles were a pop band. All right, they were a pop band, but they wrote some crazy odd meter stuff. Let's talk about Here Comes the Sun. I gotta tell you this story. You're gonna like this story. So, I had a kid who came in kind of cocky, bragging about best in his little middle school or whatever. I don't know. He was bragging, and he showed me a Zeppelin tune. I think it was the Immigrant Song. And he, I can kill this and that kind of thing. So I said, "Do you like Ringo from the Beatles?" And he goes, "Well, he's real simple." So I said, "Play Here Comes the Sun. I'll play you the bridge, and you just play it for me." And he couldn't do it. I stumped him. Right? Now I don't get joy out of that, but he ended up getting respect for Ringo. And we use that to start teaching them odd meters. So with the bridge of Here Comes the Sun, we've got sun, 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 here we come. So the bridge of Here Comes the Sun is a bar of 11/8, a bar of 4/4, and then a bar of 7/8. That's a bar of 11/8, a bar of 4/4, a bar of 7/8. That is 3 bars, all different meters, that are played 6 times in a row. The first time without vocals, the other 5 with vocals, right? And if you tried to count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you'd make yourself crazy.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
You would make yourself absolutely nuts. But you can do the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2s with the melody. So, sun, 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 here we come. Now I'm going to just do the counting, and I'm going to kind of go along with what, hopefully you can hear it in your head, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is the pattern. Hopefully you can hear a little bit of the melody and what I was singing. So again, with my students, I have them go through each bar slowly without the music. This is what you should do. And then play it with the music. With the melody. Now a little hint on some odd meter stuff, right? So I play that like Ringo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 4, 4. But that bar is 7, 4, which is really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But it really is the way Ringo plays it. It's really a 3 and 4. Dubba dubba da dub bup bup bup. Right? That's how he plays it. I don't do it like that. I think of it as a bar 4/4 with the last eighth note missing. So let's play it together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, right? Very much, it's when you listen to it like that, very much you're hearing that last bar 7, you're really hearing that 3 and 4, but it's actually easier when you're playing and think of it as 4, just leave off that last eighth note, right? But if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. But if you're singing that melody, you can play, and I bet you a lot of you who played Here Comes the Sun didn't know you were playing 11/8, 4/4, and 7/8 because you've internalized that melody. You've internalized that melody, and that's what you need to do with odd meters. And if it's not the melody, because there are some tunes that where the melody and the rhythm is in kind of different meters, and they meet up somewhere, so that's a little bit different. We're going to get into that in a more advanced session, right? But if you get with me, I'll get you out of this rut. So This is part one. Part one, we're doing that this week. You know, I was gonna put stuff up on Patreon, but I'm just gonna put it all up on YouTube. You like what you see and support the channel. But so next week, I'm going to cover superimposing other meters over the odd meters, even so you're not so stuck in that you know, making 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and all that kind of idea. Anyway, start working on it. Take some of your favorite songs you know are in odd meters. Listen to that melody. Play along with it. Figure out how to count it. You want to know the technical. But you want to play from here. All right, that ends today's. Let me take you out with something here. I'm going to take you out with a little of the 5/4 pattern. I'm going to do my interpretation of that Joe Morello solo that's in the middle of it, right? I'm going to put a metronome on so you can hear that first beat, right? So that you can hear it happening. All right. I will see you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be back.